With a foot fault, do you have to give a warning first?
Who wants to answer that?
Well, listen to you, Glenn. No, well, I would say the strict answer is no. It's a rule. So do you, when the ball goes out, do you say, oh, that one was out, but we'll let it go this time, and next time you hit it out, it's out? So strictly speaking, the rule is a foot fault is a foot fault, so you call it fault. But especially you really got to make your calls depending on the grade of players that you're looking at. And one of the things is it's very difficult. For me, it must be like calling an LBW in cricket. You've got to have a pretty keen eye to be certain that it's a foot fault. So if someone is drastically foot faulting or trying to gain an advantage from sliding across the court, it's certainly a time to call them up. I've never called a foot fault straight up. I've always warned. So while it is the rule that you could call it straight up, it generally doesn't affect the game that much, but it's a rule that we should enforce so you can do it encouragingly.
Would you say, PK, you would give a warning if you're unsure versus a definite foot fault?
If I'm unsure, I wouldn't be calling it at all.
Right.
But if I'm certain that they're foot faulting and I've seen it, and then I'll let them know. And that happened just recently in the PSAs up in Auckland. These are top level players that are getting across to the tee a little bit faster than they should. Warning comes and then the fault is called.
Thank you.
Perhaps, Glenn, on the world stage, have you ever seen the foot fault being called straight up?
I have. I've seen Ali Farag get foot faulted 3 or 4 times by a referee who some people on the top row will recognise, will know very well. And he was starting on the line and then dragging out even further. So he saw a clear foot fault, so he called it. I'd back up what PK said. If it's a split second thing where you're just not sure whether the foot's dragging or lifting out immediately prior to hitting the ball or immediately after, like that's too close to call. You might consider a warning there, but you certainly wouldn't call it on the basis of that. I always look for a guy starting on the line or outside the box. Those obvious ones you have to call, and you shouldn't be warning for that.